that is what sets us apart with
Right.
customer service.
Yeah.
Right.
We were able to address the customer concerns, and if not now, maybe then in the next few weeks or months. It's because most of these concerns are probably will become bigger,
Mm.
and it will be a bigger opportunity. And
Right.
it's
Right.
it's it's nice that you see now that opportunity, and when that becomes big, you're already set up.
Yeah.
Right. Right. And that should be like your main driver of innovation.
Exactly.
Welcome to the Payo E-commerce Academy podcast, where we help you with your e-commerce journey. Here is our host, Althea.
Hi everyone, we're back for another episode of FIO E-commerce Academy podcast. I'm Coach Althea, and this is my co-host for today, Coach Dennis.
Hello.
And we'll be with you today as we get to know another one of FIO's valued merchants. So for today, we are joined by Hazel X Conde, AVP for Systems Development of New Era.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you, Hazel, and welcome to our podcast. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right, so we're excited to learn all about New Era. So let's get into it. Let's start with an overview of the business.
Mhm. Okay, so New Era has been here. It's a brand. It's one of the. It has 100, like more than 100 history. It came from New York, Buffalo, New York. So we're the leading
Okay.
headwear brand.
Right.
In
Right.
fact, we have official license from MLB, NBA. So we do all their
Wow.
caps,
Mm,
even
okay.
NFL. So with that, we also have partnerships with a lot of entertainment brands like Warner Brothers. We also do that, and we've been in the business for more than 100 years. And here in the
Wow.
Philippines, we
Mhm.
are the Authentic Caps is the exclusive distributor of New Era, and we've been
Mm.
here in the Philippines since 2015.
Oh, okay.
So it's been really like you've really been able to establish the brand already here.
Yes, and luckily we have a great following. As
Mm.
they said, if there is a following for sneakers, there is also for caps.
Yeah,
When
I'm
I got
sure.
into it, and when I joined the company in 2016,
Mm.
I didn't know what the cap business was, and I didn't know it was that big, and the
Right.
following
Right.
was big, even specific to the New Era brand. There's already like a cap group that's
Wow.
following the New Era
Right. Right.
brand.
Right.
I
Okay.
see. So that's very interesting actually that you guys already have a big following even before like years back. So in terms of how it's been running the business like post pandemic, like can you give us like an overview of that? Because you said you guys already had a following. So did anything change like because of the pandemic?
There were a lot of changes we had to make,
Mm.
but again, as I've said, we're so lucky that we have a solid following with New Era, and with all these loyal followers that we have, they've been with us even during the pandemic. In fact, other retailers were quite worried,
Mm.
even us during the first few weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
And but what we did is that our online store is always open. You can just place the order online. But again, we're not sure when we can do the deliveries.
Mm.
But definitely, if it opens, and then we'll deliver as soon as possible. And
Mm.
then we saw the orders coming in. Maybe that's because a lot
Right.
of our followers don't have anything to do. So all they did was shop. And
Yeah.
then it turned out that when the door opened, I mean, everything was open. And we have, like, there were six of us who were doing the packing, everything during the pandemic. And
Mm.
we were processing orders, I mean, from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m.
Wow.
daily.
Wow. Wow.
And that was something unexpected because we're a niche market.
Right.
We're
Right.
doing headwear, right? And with that, what we did was we took out all the stocks from the stores and put it in the online store, and
Mm.
it became like a positive thing. We were able to become afloat during the pandemic,
Right. Right.
and then when the stores open, I think we were able to establish the online store already, and that's why we were able to make sure that, given that trust that they've given us during the pandemic, we're able to deliver everything that they've expected. So they got all their orders during the pandemic, and even when the doors open, the online offline customer experience, we were able to do that. We were able to, our stores even adapted the curbside pickup. You can just order through Viber, and then Viber of our stores, and then they can
Right.
even get their orders through curbside pickup. So we already did that. We did everything that's possible to ensure that customers will be able to get the caps that they wanted.
Right.
I think that
Wait,
is
sorry.
so
I'm just
yeah.
curious.
Yeah.
We didn't ask, but what's your like main role in the company?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm the systems development, so I
Yeah.
handle both the e-commerce brands
Right. Right.
under Authentic Caps and the TFB brand. So not only New Era but also Giordano.
Oh,
But
okay.
and
Yeah.
then for the IT team, all the upgrades, all the integrations, everything. So my IT team handles that as well. So everything that's new technology, our team handles that.
Right. And you have to adapt to, so very fast technology changes
Exactly.
all
You
the
thought
time.
that's why I kept on telling my team that with marketing, it's always exciting because you have to be on your toes
Yeah.
because you
Right,
can't be an
right, right.
expert, right? And now with e-commerce and IT, it's the same thing now because everything there's always something new to learn.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like right now, ChatGPT is the one,
exactly.
generative AI is the one trending right now. So
Exactly.
you
That's
have to
true.
keep up with those emerging technology
Exactly.
changes. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like what you shared a while ago in terms of how you guys did during the pandemic, it's really like a testament in terms of again like your following and also like the brand credibility that you guys have established here
Mm-hmm.
because like you mentioned like headgear it's not really like a necessity but like you guys still saw a lot of orders coming in so actually
Yes.
that's like it's really good for your company and I'm glad to hear that that's what happened over the
Thank you.
pandemic.
Thank you. We're glad to.
Yeah. So it sounds like you guys did really well, but like, would you be able to share any of the challenges that you guys maybe encountered, whether it's like on like with sales or like maybe in the IT side?
There were a lot because there were a
Mm,
lot of course demands from the
Mm.
customers that they wanted their caps as soon as possible, but the
right.
thing is there were limited options even with the
Right.
logistics,
Yeah.
so we had to schedule that. And the thing is we have to also with us we were very upfront with our customers that this is where we are right now, these are limitations, we can't fulfill in 3 to 5 days, it will
Mm,
take longer because of the limitations again with the logistics.
right.
I think it's just you. I think most of our challenges comes from the demands from the customer. But the
Mm.
thing is, we were able to resolve it by being upfront with them with how we do our work and how we are able to really managing
Yeah.
expectations.
Mm,
We're not promising heaven and earth. We are just promising what we can do and what we have with the limitations that we have right now. So
right.
during that time, I'm sorry, but I think because of that, our customer appreciated also us being upfront that we're not promising 3 to 5 days, but
Mm,
it may take like 2 weeks, even
right.
3
Right.
weeks. So and we tell them that we always um make sure that everything is updated with our in our website.
Mm.
Mm,
We make sure that we always put up new items every week,
yeah.
but again, at the same time, the delivery may take a while. So
Mm,
one of the hardest ones were really logistics during
logistics.
that time.
Do you have an in-house logistics or mostly third
No,
party?
no,
Yeah.
mostly third
Mostly
party.
third party.
Yeah.
Of course, Pius here as
Yes, of
one of the.
course. That's why, again, looking at
Mm,
that, our customers were looking for on-demand deliveries. That's
right.
why
Right.
we really had to make sure that we have a partner
Yes.
who is
Yes.
able to address that.
Yeah. Same day and what do
Even
you call
next
it?
day,
Yeah. Same
yeah,
day, next day, cash on delivery.
everything.
Those are
Yes,
the
those were the
the
demands during
demands.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
time.
And I think
Right.
what you said about transparency is so important
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to overpromise and then underdeliver, right? Like it's
Yes.
better if you say 3 weeks and then it
Mm-hmm.
comes in like 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I think that is something that the customers valued. And I can see how, that really helped in like overcoming the challenge of not being able to deliver right away.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys have, of course, you have your own website, right?
Yes, we
Dot
do.
com. Are you also in marketplaces, Lazada,
Yes.
Shopee?
Yes.
Okay.
So the marketplaces also helped us
Right.
because they have their own logistics.
Correct. Yeah.
But the thing is, we also have to manage the expectations of the customers because,
Mm.
some of the customers do not want to read the terms and
Right.
conditions
Yeah.
or the service level agreement. Of course, they don't have time for that. What
Even
they
the
want is
price. The price is there and they
Yeah,
ask how
exactly.
much.
The
That's
HM,
what's important.
HM pa. Oh my god. But the thing is, marketplaces really helped us. In fact, because they have their own logistics, we were able to put some of our stocks, well, half of our stocks in the marketplaces, and it
Mhm.
really helped us keep afloat as well. But it's really like managing also again the expectation of customers and telling them that hey, it's not the usual next day delivery or 3-day delivery for the marketplaces.
Right.
They also have their limitations. So I had to really put up like a customer service support team
Yeah.
just for that, because that was key during pandemic.
Mm.
I think that's so true. And I think we already touched on this, but I just wanted to ask, how else did you adapt? Like aside from, of course, like having a very like solid customer
Mhm.
support team, how else did you adapt to the changing customer needs and preferences?
The really number one is to make sure that we are all the needs of our customers, or not even needs, the wants of the
The ones,
Yeah, no
customers.
one.
demands, yeah.
The demands, their demands, we're able to address it.
Mm.
So if not now, we'll take a note of it and we'll make sure how can we address those demands.
Right.
So with those demands, like for example, they want something. There's just I just like to share this because this is quite
Sure,
funny.
sure.
But so during the pandemics, of course, pandemic. I mean, of course, a lot of people are very tight with their budget, but some do have extra money, even with their hobbies. Like so, one for which is the caps, right?
Right.
And during the time, we have a customer who I mean, a loyal customer who
Mm.
came to us, wrote to us, that, is it possible if you can send it as a price? So we asked, what do you mean?
Right.
So yeah, can you just put it like, hey, don't put any receipt, just send it as a price. It means that I won the cap and I didn't buy it from you. So, and we had a couple of customers who did that.
Wow.
And then we
Oh.
saw that, oh, okay, because they don't want their other halves to know that they're buying caps
Yeah,
during
yeah.
those times.
Right.
It's like, sure,
Right.
no problem. Why not? We can do that. So in the box we have a small letter saying it's congratulations, you won this cap, and then we also have like we
Yeah.
even had a blog that
Okay.
these are the winners.
Really?
You
Just
guys
to-
really committed.
Yes. So those are the things that we have to do just to make
Wow.
sure that we'll be able to service them because we had it's not just one, it was a
Yeah.
couple of
Right,
loyal
right.
customers.
Yeah, I think I can relate. I can relate on the hiding something from my
so, those are some of the things, but again, I think that is what sets us apart with
Right.
customer service.
Yeah.
Right.
We were able to address the customer concerns, and if not now, maybe then in the next few weeks, because weeks or months, it's because most of these concerns are probably will become bigger,
Mm.
and it will be a bigger opportunity. And it's
Right.
it's
Mm.
it's nice that you have I mean, you see now that opportunity, and when that becomes big, you're already set up.
Yeah.
Right. And that should be like your main driver of innovation, di ba?
Exactly.
I
Okay.
think from what you shared, that says a lot about the need for personalization and how it can like go a long way in terms of like, dealing with customers. The example you shared actually, it's quite like a funny story, but like I think it's also a testament to how, how you guys really pay attention to the needs of your customers. And that's kind of how you win
Mhm.
online now, like because
Right.
there are so many shops, right?
Mhm.
There are so many
Mm.
like e-commerce places you can go to, but if you give that like excellent customer support, they'll want to keep like going back to your store.
Correct. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. That's what makes you unique, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've shared a lot of stories in terms of how you guys have been like even pre-pandemic and like post-pandemic and even during the pandemic. So can you share with us how you guys measure your success as a brand and like what milestones have you guys achieved?
Mhm.
Let's say the past year.
Okay, so one of the usually it's I can always just say sales, right?
Mm.
But right now that's just one.
Yeah.
The other one is making sure that we are able to have more loyal customers. So we
Mm.
really did put up right after pandemic we put up a VIP league wherein it's a like a VIP loyalty program 2.0 that we had wherein now of we have now a website just for them.
Okay.
They can see their points, they can redeem points. So with this, we were able to grow and have all these loyal customers
Right,
with
right.
us, and we saw the value of these loyal customers. That's really one of our measurements. So if we are able to get a lot of loyal customers that would be regular who comes to our store regularly and
Right.
even they have become our influencers
Yeah.
and all these loyal customers we have like loyal customers who are leaders or admins of these cap groups like big
Right.
cap groups and with that they've helped us with promoting the brand even
Right.
with our collection. We even do we hold events for them specifically for
Mm.
loyal customers and even our sales associates even comes to those parties
Right.
and meet with them. This is because it's really more of a community,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really just a customer in a brand.
Right.
So we have made this cap community. And I think that's really one of the measurements of our success is to make sure that the cap community is mostly wearing our
Yeah.
brand. That's
Right.
why.
Right.
So that's mostly like the two things that we measure
Yeah.
is the sales and of course our loyal customers.
Yeah. Community building really is like one of the keys
Mm,
in brand building, like building your own
yes.
tribe of customers,
Exactly.
diba?
Yeah.
And I think when you build a community, it like as you said, they're not just customers, and it goes to like both ways, right? Like they don't see your brand as just a brand that sells caps or like just this
Mhm.
item. They integrate it to their lifestyle.
Yes.
So I think it's a really good way to one get loyal customers and two keep growing the community.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Like from what you've shared, it seems you guys have really gotten to grow the community, even with the pandemic and all
Mhm.
that, even with all the changes. What strategies or best practices can you share in terms of like growing a business, especially one like online?
Really definitely is knowing your customers, where they
Mm.
are,
Mm.
what are they doing,
Right.
become part of their daily lives. That's what even when I do training for marketing for our sales associates,
Mm.
I tell them that you have to be like a girlfriend or a boyfriend with your customers. If they wake
Mm.
up in the morning, do they see a message coming from you? Saying
Right.
good
Right.
morning, hey, will you be able to drop by? Can I see you today? Something like
Yeah.
something like that. During lunchtime, do you have a posting that you have
Mm.
Right.
that would remind you, hey, I'm here. I know you're
Mm.
taking your lunch, but hey, I have something new. Will you be able to drop by at the store?
Like
Something
being very
Right.
present.
exactly. So it's just you being present in their daily lives and you becoming a part. And we saw that. So we were
Mm.
able to build that habit. They know that in this time we'll be able to text them. In this time we have something new to offer to them.
Right.
Even at midnight, they know, hey, if there's a campaign or a big collection that we have that we are releasing, they know that at 12 a.m. It's gonna come up.
Wow.
So we have built that customer behavior as well, and we become part of their daily lives.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So even though second is to make sure that you have the tools as well
Mm.
with
Mm.
getting all these data. And guys, that data is key right now,
Yeah.
right? With all
Yeah.
this personalization. And that data, it's always there. But are you able to use it? Are you able to analyze it and then use it into conversion
Right.
Yeah.
and converting or even having at least awareness,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So these are the things that I think that are key right now if you're doing a business. So if you don't have a brand that is if your brand is something new, you're just launching a brand, you can try first and like see who are your competitors, where they are, what are they doing, and what sets you apart from them,
Yeah.
Right,
right?
right.
And build on that
Yeah,
that
yeah.
unique selling point. You don't have to be like everybody else. You can copy the best practices. That's
Mm.
fine. But you can focus on your unique selling point
Right.
and then tweak all those best practices into a better campaign.
Yeah, one that
Right,
works
right.
for your brand.
Exactly. So you don't have to do everything. There's a lot of things that you can do now. And personalization is very costly.
Mm.
But the thing is, if you know where your customers are, you don't really have to do everything. Like, for example, if your customers are simply in TikTok, then just do
Mm.
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
If your customers are always if your customers are in Facebook, then do Facebook. You don't really have to do mailers. You
Right,
don't have
right.
to do social commerce. If your customers are not even there,
Yeah.
all you have to do is just focus on where they are first, grow that market, and then eventually, then you can now actually grow into other segments.
Yeah, I think Hazel really has hit the nail
Yeah.
on the head, ano. When she said na, it's really more of about learning about the customer,
Yeah.
and brand building really is the key, no?
Mhm.
Not always selling,
Yes.
but taking care of your customers, di ba?
And I think it's so true as well when she mentioned the part about data. And you would know this, Dennis, because
Yeah, of
you're
course.
Pine CTO. But then, you know, it's like common sense, but at the same time, sometimes it's overlooked because you can gather data, but if you don't apply it, it's kind of useless.
Yes, that's right.
Right.
So Hazel, you shared a lot of tips and insights, and really, we just want to thank you again for coming on and like sharing those. I really enjoyed getting to know about New Era, and
Thank
I'm
you.
sure our listeners also got a lot of insights. So thank you for that as well.
Thank you.
So, is there anything else you'd like to share before we end our podcast?
Maybe for other international brands.
Right.
I mean, it's distribution is really takes a lot, and you have to follow a lot of limitations also with licensing, right?
Mm.
But
Mm.
for us, I think because New Era is so different in the US, it's sports, more on sports, because they have the MLB is there,
Right,
and
right.
the NFL is there, NBA is there, so they're more focused on sports.
Sports,
But
yeah.
here in Asia Pacific, in Asia, not just Asia Pacific, including China and in Korea, Japan, it's a lifestyle brand. So
Right.
now we're more of a lifestyle brand, and one of the key factors also in us really connecting with our customers is
Mm.
localization.
Yes.
Meaning we do our own licensing collaborations with entertainment,
Right.
entertainment bands, singers. We have Wang Od, the tattoo artist.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
We collaborated with them. We have Eraserheads. We recently, just like yesterday, we released a pre-order for Francis M. A collaboration in celebration for his birthday.
Yeah,
For his
yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
So that's one of our biggest collaboration, and eventually we also have others like Manny Pacquiao.
Right,
We
right.
have even our partners. So we have now distribution in not just with our retail New Era. So we
Mm.
also have like other sports stores,
Right,
and
right.
lifestyle outlets that we are distributing for. So I think localization plays a big part also in getting these customers engaged.
Right, right. Yeah, I think what you said also is like riding on the pop culture.
Yes.
Yung mga latest trends and
Yeah.
whatnot. That's one of the keys, no?
Mhm.
So if they want to learn more about your brand, where do you want to send them?
Yes, so you just have to go to neweracap.ph. That's our website. All everything that you need to know, all the local collaboration, our new arrivals, our collections, what New Era is all about. You just go there. We don't just sell caps. We're now a lifestyle
Right.
brand. We have now shirts. We have apparel. We have bags. Everything that your cap needs, cap care
Yeah.
things. We have all that. So do go to neweracap.ph.
Don't
And
forget.
I'll be checking them out.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Okay.
actually, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much again, Hazel.
Thank you. Thank you for
Guys,
inviting me.
yeah. So thank you. And for more content on anything and everything e-commerce, don't forget to follow our Payo E-commerce Academy podcast. See you guys for our
See
next
you.
episode.
See ya. Thank you.